dear viewers, thank you so much for joining us today. A heartfelt welcome to Lifestyle Tuesday. I hope umeanza siku with a lot of energy and joy. My name is Grace Haron. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so glad that you are here with us. We'd love to connect with you. Let us know where you are watching us from. May it be in Kisumu, Nyahururu, Nakuru, anywhere. Just reach us through our WhatsApp number. That is 0799 200 100. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. That is at Mizpah Tv Kenya. We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ask your questions, and also just send your comments. We'll be glad to receive them. Today we are having an incredible topic. You know, every time we have Lifestyle Tuesday, we always dive into deep conversations that help us live lives that honor the Lord. Because huku nje mambo ni mengi sana, but how should we live? And so we said last week that no man is an island. You can't live alone. You need people. But there is a but. How can you be able to detect the right people in your life? How can you be able to avoid those who are not really helping you? And how can you be able to live with those who are unavoidable? So to make this discussion even insightful, we are having an incredible woman of God. She's here with us and she will share her experience. She will give us wisdom and insights to help us navigate around the company we keep. Our topic today is the company you keep. Her name is Pastor Silvia Simon. She is a pastor. She is a motivational speaker. Wow, she is a mom also. She is a counselor and she's a teacher by profession. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Pastor Silvia Simon. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear.
How are you doing?
What a wonderful introduction. I'm doing very fine.
Yeah.
I thank God this morning.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Waking up is a blessing, and
Yes.
I'm so happy that I woke up this morning and I'm here at Mizpah TV.
Yes. You can say hello to the viewers.
Hello, viewers. My name is Pastor Silvia. I'm glad to be here. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Mahali popote ambapo upo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, and I am sure and I know you're going to have a wonderful time with us.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for that. So our topic today is the company you keep. And our tagline is how the right people can shape all aspects of your life. Pastor, wewe ni pastor, wewe you're
Yes.
a teacher. At any point in your life, ushaipata watu wenye wanakusaidia ama wenye wanakuharibu ama wenye wamekuwa kwa maisha yako lakini they are really not doing the right thing?
That's a good question. Nishawahi patana na watu kama hao, and I don't know, I will begin with the negative part of the company
Yes.
that we keep, because the company you keep, voluntary or involuntary,
Yes.
whether it is intentional or it is not intentional, they will influence you, either positively or negatively. So the example I wanted to use is when I joined Form 1 secondary school. I was a very young girl, many or few years ago, but you are sure that I am not a Gen Z.
Yes.
So when I joined Form 1, I came from a village, and I went to a school where we had girls who were brought up in town, born town. You know, coming from a reserved area, and when you come and meet such girls, there was that big gap. I almost lost myself. I almost did not know who I am, because these girls seem to be very, you know, very, I don't know, enlightened. Enlightened, that's the word I was looking for. They're so enlightened, and they look at you like that village girl. Akamshamba, you don't know so much. You don't know so much even about making your hair. You don't know so much about I mean, oh my goodness, I almost lost myself. And then they're like, you're somehow rejected because you don't know much about town. You don't know much about even boyfriends and all that, because I have been brought up in a Christian family, Christian-based family. My parents were strong Christians, staunch Christians. So here I get girls who they're talking about boyfriends, they're talking about what they're talking. I mean, I almost lost myself, and that really influenced me so negatively, because I almost thought of joining them, so that I can look like I am also an enlightened girl, you know. And I didn't want to lose that company, because when I lose that company, then here I am alone. And I know very many young girls go through that. You don't know, and you know, I also didn't have the knowledge of how to join the right company.
So, knowledge
the knowledge of how to join the right company. So God really, I don't know, it's just God who helped me, because I was sometimes, most of the times I was alone, because I didn't know what to do. And I am young, I am joining up, I'm just growing in Christianity. I cannot say I knew so much in Christianity, in as much as I was brought up in church. So that affected me negatively. And there is a girl that who tended, you know, she came so close to me, but she was not a very good girl. She was, I mean, but it took God in my life, because I almost, you know, entered into the wrong company.
Have it ever happened when you are now old, as like the way you are right now?
Yes.
Have you ever found people in your circle who are really not a good company?
Yes. Sometimes people you work with, I mean, because sometimes it is not voluntary, it is not intentional. You may find people that are in your circles, you're getting to see each other every day, but they don't, their behaviors, you don't like their behaviors. So I can say yes. And it is also very tricky. But I thank God, because I have now grown into Christianity, into pilgrimage, into, I mean, I know about how to keep the right company, and how to say no to the behaviors that you do not like, whether the company is intentional or not intentional.
Wow, because a lot of people are unable to say no.
Yes, a lot of people are unable to say no. That is called assertiveness, Grace. You know, where you reach to a point where, when we are teaching about life skills, that is what we teach. It's good to be assertive. It is good to be yourself. It's good to say no. You say no where you feel that you don't like what other people are doing, or somebody is introducing you to something that you don't like. You learn to say no.
Wow, thank you so much for that example. At least we've known, not see, watu wote huku duniani, you will still meet people who are not the right people. So do you think how we behave, or some small percentage of us, or of human nature, is how the people they are having with, or the people they are interacting with? Do you think?
Yes. To a great extent, the people we interact with. There is one motivational speaker who said that you are an average of 5 people that are around you, and you spend most of the time with.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is, I cannot say it is scientifically proven. I've said it's a motivational speaker. That you are an average of 5 people that are around you, and you spend most of the time with. So that happens whether it is voluntary or involuntary, whether it is I mean, you know, it is happening or not. Because those people, they influence your belief, number one. They influence your behavior. They will influence even your character. They will influence the way you do things,
even your mindset, how you think.
Even your mindset, how you think, your perception, your attitude, whether you know it or not, it is happening. It will happen within, and they will influence you, whether positively or negatively.
Wow, that's incredible. People should know this because
yes,
you find if you live with people who are negative, you will never be positive. Actually, nasikianga hata kwa wokovu. Ukiwa wewe ndio umeokoka and then your friends are not born again.
Oh yes.
Percentage kubwa ya wewe kuwapeleka huku, it's so hard. Wao ndio watakuvusha hiyo side nyingine.
You know, you have reminded me one person who said, no, it is not, don't, I think we were in college. We were in college. And then there was a certain girl who was moving out with other girls, and the girl is born again. But she's saying, no, you cannot tell me not to move out with these people. I am, who knows whether God is going to use me so that they are going to be saved even when they go clubbing and all that. Who knows? And you know, eventually that girl, of course, she was swallowed up. She was the only one who was born again, walking with company of other girls who are not born again. In as much as Grace, you would want to say that you are the savior.
Yes.
Sometimes you
can't save people.
you know, because company, they will really influence you. The Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33, do not be deceived. Bad company
corrupts,
or corrupts, depending on the version of the Bible, corrupts good morals. That's the Bible. You know, so every time you walk with the people that, I mean, you don't like their behavior, but you're walking with them, especially you know, intentionally. You are the one who has chosen them, not people that you are working with. But in wewe umewachagua, you're saying they are your friends, but you don't like their behavior in one way or the other. They have to sway you to where they are. So we have to be very careful.
Oh yeah, we really need to be careful. And I love how you've given that example, because many people really avoid that. About Christianity, unasema, no, God will use me, I'm praying for them.
Oh yeah, I'm praying for them. And you know, maybe I can also mention this. Maybe a young girl somewhere, I said I'm a mentor, you know, is having a boyfriend who is not born again, and the girl is so much into church. She's in the choir. She's in the intercessory. She's in you know, a very serious department. Let me just say that.
True.
And then outside there, she has a boy somewhere or a man somewhere who is not born again. The man doesn't like going to church. The man says pastors are bad people. I don't like seeing those people. And yet he's saying that girlfriend who is going to church, that is the girlfriend. You know, that, and then when you ask the girl, the young girl, then the young girl says, no, I know he will change. I know he will get saved. I know. No. Let me tell you, it is, I don't know, it is almost impossible to change such kind of a person.
Yeah, it is.
Choose wisely. Choose
wisely. Yeah, you've said of choosing wisely. I love that, because it takes me to that question of how can we detect or trace the right people? And when we speak of the right people, who are these right people?
That's a very good question, my dear. The right people are people, number one, who have good morals. Good morals. Morals that are accepted even in the society. For example, honesty. You know, honesty, that's a moral that is accepted even in the society. You know, being upright. Be a person of integrity. You know, we are talking about the right company. Integrity. You know, people that have values. Values. We even have values even in the society. People have values. You cannot follow people who don't have values. You cannot follow or have a company that they have very questionable character even in the society. Very questionable. Wanaiba, wanafanya nini, there's so many bad behaviors. So we are talking about keeping a company that they have values, they have good morals, they are people of integrity, people who have goals. Oh, they have goals. In life you must have goals. Let alone even company, yourself. You must have goals. What do you want to achieve in life? What do you want to achieve? So if you have company that they don't have goals, there is nowhere you are heading to. Kila wakati ni kurandaranda tu pamoja. Hakuna mahali munaenda. Hakuna kitu muna achieve. There is nothing. You don't even know what you want to achieve in life. It is questionable. It's tricky. Let me just use that word. It is tricky. It's tricky. I love that. Thank you so much for saying that, because
tracing the right people at times inaweza kuwa ngumu. Alafu pia how someone else anasema this is the right people, it's different from another. Unaweza pata kwako the right person ni mwenye ako hivi, ako A. Mwingine kwake the right person ni mwenye ako B. So at least you've helped us understand that people who are, their morals or values are not, yes.
And again, let me just add the last one. People who have sound mind, sound mind, that is very important.
Yes.
And beliefs, you know, sound beliefs. I don't know whether to call it sound. I mean, good beliefs.
Yes.
I mean, you know, there are people these days, especially these days we are living in grace, we are living in very tricky days, that beliefs, there are people who have very funny beliefs.
Yes.
I mean, very, you know what I'm talking about? Like even the Bible, they sometimes even question the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean, do you believe that this is true, that this Bible was written, that it is true? There are people who even question whether there is God.
Yeah.
Grace, those such company is a very tricky company to keep, and it is not the right company to keep, especially when you know that, you know, you must talk about that as a pastor.
Yes,
especially when you know that, I mean, you know there is God, you know the word of God, you know the Bible, you know, so keeping a company who is the people who are questioning about God and whether God is there or not, whether the Bible is talking the truth or not, be very careful.
Be very careful. Wow, thank you so much for that. It will really help our viewers. I hope our viewers, you're resonating with this. You just continue asking yourself, the people you're with, are they really helping you? Are they, how are their values and beliefs? And now, before we get to how the right people can shape our aspects of our lives, let's talk of friendship, the people who we can't avoid. Unavoidable people. We've said about the right people and all that. What about the people we can't avoid really? Even in our families, there are people who their beliefs and everything is not right. How can we live with those people?
Oh my goodness. That's a difficult question.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is true that there are people that are even in our family that we cannot be able to avoid.
Yes.
Now, number one, it is very good. I will repeat the point of assertiveness. Be very assertive. Be yourself. Be a principled person. Learn to say no when it is necessary. For example, there are people in our family who have the habit of drinking, a habit of drinking, a habit of like talking carelessly. They are there. Those people are there. So someone can talk very carelessly. Someone can even tell you, tunajua umeokoka, tunajua wewe ni mtu wa kanisa, lakini twende tuchape moja mbili. Sijui inaitwa mzinga ama inaitwa nini. Especially during the festive seasons.
Yes.
You know, the festive seasons, like we are heading, the holidays, you know, there are people who can introduce you. They can say, moja bili si mbaya. Just hanging out for it's a night is not bad. Learn to say no with such people. And then number two, there are people, unfortunately, that are very toxic. We even in
the workplaces.
In our working places, very toxic people. Very toxic environment, and saying toxic, I mean sometimes it can go to extremes. That someone is even forcing you just to lie with him or you're getting that. It is very good to sometimes choose peace. Choose peace than work. Choose peace. Sometimes you can even just walk away from that yes. If it becomes very toxic, there are even other people who threaten. If you don't do this, especially bosses, especially you know, I know that. I told you I'm not a Gen Z, so I have some experience. So people that if you don't do this, I can even I'll kick you out. If you don't comply, I will do this to you. If you are threatened and your peace is compromised, your peace is just walk out.
Just walk out. Thank you so much for that. We need to go for a short break, but thank you for your sharing. I love how you're bringing it down and you're helping us understand that we will meet these people, but we should say no, we should be assertive. Thank you so much for that. Our dear viewers, I hope mnasaidika hapo nje, because we said no man is an island. You cannot avoid people, but how are you supposed to live with them? Pastor Silvia has helped us understand that if you find there are people who are toxic and making you ushindo kuishi venye God anataka, just say no to them. We are going for a short break, but we will be right back.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe sana mpendwa mtazamaji. And this is a wonderful season ambayo tunaingia. Ni season ya Mizpah School of Intercessory Prayers and Deliverance. Na tungependa kuwakaribisha wote kwa shule hii ambayo hufanyika kila mwezi wa 4 na mwezi wa 8 hapa Mizpah. So you are very much welcome to be here. This is a school that will change your life, it will transform your life. Hii shule inakuwa na 4 modules ambazo zinafundishwa. Number 1, understanding bondages and curses. Very important. Tuweze kuelewa kwa nini kama Wakristo bado tunafuatwa na vifungo na laana katika maisha yetu. And what can we do about it? Number 2, we also taught about altars. Kuelewa jinsi ya kuharibu madhabahu ya shetani na kumwinulia Mungu madhabahu ambayo yatanena juu ya maisha yetu, juu ya familia zetu na hata juu ya taifa. Na pia tunafundishwa spiritual warfare. That is number 3. We are taught about spiritual warfare. How to fight as a believer, how to wage in prayer, warfare and win. That is very powerful. And number 4, we are taught about new creation lifestyle. Hii ni shule ambayo haibagui mtu yoyote, haijalishi umetoka dini gani ama kanisa gani. You can come for this school and your life will be changed and transformed. Kwa hivyo kuna watu ambao wanaingia Mizpah majira haya kutoka kote hapa Kenya na hata nje, na tunawakaribisha wote, usipitwe. Hii shule ni ya baraka na Mungu atabadilisha maisha yako. You can also recommend somebody to come. Kwa maana unajua kuna watu ambao wanahitaji mafundisho, waombezi, watumishi wa Mungu, ministers, watu wote ambao unahisi ya kwamba they can be blessed by this program. Please let them know. Wakaribishe na maisha yao yatabadilika sana. Mungu awabariki sana. Welcome to Mizpah School of Intercessory Prayers and Deliverance. Amen.
Where are you? Yeah. Are you stuck? Do you need clarity? Do you know your purpose?
Yes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome this amazing woman who has decided to help the people in the society, because her vision is to light up the world through transformation by touching one life at a time.
Life happened. Things were very tough in my life. At that point, I was going to lose my marriage.
Yes.
I was going to lose things I value. I'm this Christian, but I'm not aware of where I am stuck. And then I meet a life coach.
Wow.
My name is Coach Blessed Davi.
At Mizpah House of Prayer, we value collaboration. We've worked with many of you to make a positive impact. Why partner with us? When you stretch your hand towards a divine commission, you partake in the blessing of God towards you. When you team up with God, you become Team God. Join Team God today by calling us at 0727 766 553 to learn more. Together, we can keep the fire of the altar burning.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
welcome back. This is Lifestyle Tuesday. We've been diving into a very incredible topic, the company you keep, and how the right people shape all aspects of your lives. I hope you're resonating with this. Na umekaa chini na ukajiuliza, the people around me, are they helping me really? Or how are we interacting with them? Because tumeambiwa na Pastor Silvia, we are having Pastor Silvia Simon in the building, and she's helping us understand more of this. And she has told us that how we live, venye tuko, how we are also thinking, our values, they can be influenced by the people who are around us. And so we are continuing with this discussion. So don't go away, just stick there and continue sending your comments. Our WhatsApp number is 0799200100. Ama hapo YouTube. Actually, there's one who her name is Koi Wise something. Yeah, she said that wow, this is great, and she's saying that we are learning to say no. Thank you so much for that. And continue sending your comments. We are reading them, and we will continue also knowing what you think about this. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. So we've shared some good content there.
Yes.
So we're now getting into how can company now shape some aspects of our lives. Let's start with personal growth.
We start with personal growth.
Yeah.
Now, and you have started by asking how can company shape our lives?
Yes.
So we begin
The right
with
people.
The right people.
Yeah, not only company, but the right people. Yes.
Because we said a company can influence you either negatively or positively.
Yeah.
So personal growth is very important when it comes to company.
Yeah.
Because number one, you have to know who you are. When I'm doing motivational speaking, I normally talk about self-esteem. I talk about self-awareness.
Yeah.
I talk about self. There is another self that I will tell
self-worth.
you. Self-worth.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, my dear.
Yeah.
So self-esteem. So if you don't, when I'm talking about self-awareness,
Yeah.
is first knowing who you are. Get to know who you are. Get to know who is Grace, who is Pastor Silvia. By the way, who am I? Ask yourself, by the way, who am I? And that will help you so much to generate your own values.
Yes.
So that when you get a company, whether intentional or not intentional, you know, the company we are talking about, they were not intentional. There are people you cannot avoid.
Totally.
People you cannot avoid. Whether you can avoid them or you cannot avoid them. If you have your own values, then you will be stable.
Yeah.
You will be stable. So that when you get people that have values different from yours, especially negative values, you know,
Yes.
they are negative. We call them vices, you know. They are virtues and they are vices. So people who do not have good virtues, you can learn to say no.
Yes.
You can learn to say no because you know who you are. A lot of people, especially in this generation, they tend to get lost because they don't know who they are.
Yes.
Self-awareness, they don't know who they are. Number two, your self-esteem. Work on your self-esteem. Your self-esteem gives you confidence. Before someone comes to give you confidence,
Yes.
before someone tells you you're very smart this morning and
from
beautiful,
you.
start from you.
Yes.
You yourself, Grace.
Yeah.
Face the mirror. Say, Grace, you're beautiful. Grace, you're cute. So when you come here and some people tell you are cute, you're beautiful, say, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But you already know
You
from
already
inside
know.
you.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get dragged from the wrong behaviors, wrong, negative, bad morals, because they are seeking something from
Validation.
They are seeking validation. That is the word.
Yeah.
They are seeking validation. So you get swayed. Mtu anakuambia, me, I don't even know how I started drinking. I don't even know how I started these immoral behaviors. I mean, there are so many, you know, because you don't know yourself. So self-awareness, self-esteem. What is the other?
Self-worth.
Self-worth. Know that you're very important. I mean, self-worth. Know that you are important. Know that you have a reason why you are living.
Yeah. Who are the right people who can help us now grow now personally? Because it's hard to detect those people.
It is hard to detect those people.
For those who maybe they are struggling to know their self-worth,
Yes.
their self-esteem is low. Who are the right people to help them grow in that line?
Number one, in life, make sure you have mentors. Make sure
Mentorship.
you have mentors. Mentorship.
Yeah.
A mentor is someone you admire their lives. You admire their lives. You like how they do things.
Yes.
You like their resilience. You like how they maybe you like their confidence, especially if you're fighting with the self-esteem.
Yes.
If you have a low self-esteem, get to admire people who have a very I mean, they are very confident
Yes.
in life. People who are admirable. People who do not have many scandals. I mean, you know scandals?
Yes.
Yes. They're the people who are not just being trolled every now and then on social media, but people who are being uploaded, people who are, I mean, somebody that you can be proud of when you're seen together.
Yes.
Yes. So have mentors. Number 2, have counselor. I mean, seek counsel. Let me just not have counselor. Seek counsel. Seek counsel. In this life, there are so many challenges, Grace. So many challenges, and some people are struggling with things that they may not open up to anyone.
Yeah.
We cannot ignore that fact. Yeah. Regardless of any age, they are struggling with things. Seek counsel. Seek
counsel.
somebody who is, if you are in church, you can seek the counsel of your pastor. I am sure the church you are in, you trust your pastor. You don't talk negatively about your pastor. Seek counsel. I also have people that I seek counsel from, because I also have my own challenges. So tell someone, open up. My God, Grace, you know, nowadays people are not opening up, and I'm very regrettably, because I regret saying this, even young people are committing suicide because of things that you could just have opened up to someone, that you're struggling with your self-esteem, that you're struggling even with some sin, dhambi ambayo hawezi acha. So seek counsel.
Seek counsel. That's nice. That's amazing, because many people are struggling with personal growth because they don't have the right people around them, and the people who are around them, they're not the right people, who they're making them hata self-esteem yake iende chini. Anametu sasa wewe unakuanga aje, hata unakaanga aje, hata una venye umevaa, you know, but you've told us start from within, then seek mentorship, and also your pastor hapo kanisani, just go and tell them how you're feeling, open up, and that's nice. Thank you so much for telling us that. How can now the right people also shape our career? Because sometimes unasikia mtu anataka kuwa daktari ama kukua nini, lakini how can the right people help us shape now the career life?
The career life. Now that is for professionals.
Yes, for professionals.
Because I said I'm a teacher by profession. Wow. Yeah, that's true. How can people, the right people, shape our career? Number 1, by showing you how important your career is. How important it is. Don't hang around people who are telling you, now what is media? Now you did media. Now what is that? What is that? No, high-lippy. So that person pins you down instead of first getting to know, why did you choose this career? It is good to listen to someone. There are people who are professional. It's a vast world of professional,ism, you know, but get to see why if you're a parent out there, get to see why your daughter is telling you, I want to do medicine. I want to do what? Iya kuchora manyumba inaitwa
architecture.
Yes, and someone can tell you, sasa ni nyumba ya nani utakuwa ukichora? Sasa nini? Sasa ni no. Get to know why. You know. Get to know why. And when that person and the young girl or the young man explains to you, now get to encourage them. Sometimes career is not even all about money. It is not, you know,
I love that.
Revolved all around. It's about satisfaction. It is about peace. It is about, I mean, you feel good doing what you love most. You know,
fulfillment.
Yes. Sometimes let's not run to these things because of money. So the right company will tell you, even if this does not pay at first, and you feel you're peaceful, you know,
I love that.
because there are some careers that are inclined to charity, you know, charity, going to, you know, practicing charity in organizations. When you help someone, even if that person does not pay back, you feel so good that you have helped someone. You know, so get around people who encourage you, who motivate you, who tell you life is not all about, even if we need money, it's not all about money. Sometimes God has his own ways of paying someone.
Wow, I love that.
You may get to a career that is paying very low, but you feel so good working helping people, you know, like me teaching, you know, you feel so good when you're teaching. You teach someone something that they did not know, and now they know it. You just feel good.
Yes. Wow, that's incredible. Thank you so much for that. That's an eye-opening perspective, because unapata huku nje people are discouraged so much in their careers. Unaona, unasema nataka kukua, maybe nataka kuimba. Unaambiwa kuimba sio career. Unasikia? Unaambiwa enda utafute kuwa mwalimu, kwa sababu in a society where we've been told to kuwa walimu kila wakati. Walimu wanalipata pesa.
Na madaktari.
Na hatuwezi kuwa madaktari sisi wote.
Hatuwezi kuwa madaktari sisi.
Kuna mtu anataka kushona kitu, anasema mimi napenda nikishona ama nikidesign kitu nasikia vizuri, nasikia nimefurahia.
I'm amazed even in social media nowadays, content creation. It's called creating content.
Yes.
Content creation. There are some people who are getting a lot of money from content creation. Na ukiangalia hivi ni kama ni kitu tu ya kutengeneza tu, mtu anacheka kidogo hivi. Kumbe there are some people who are taking it as a professionalism, as a career. Imagine. And they feel so good doing that, and it pays, and that person, and I'm sure when we talk to most of them, they did not begin that way. They just did their content creation, and nobody was interested, and they persisted. I think the thing is persistence. Provided you're doing the right thing.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Those are some good nuggets of wisdom. We are happy, we are glad. Let's talk about faith. People who are born again, hakuna venye unaweza avoid watu wenye hawajaokoka. How can we live with those people, and how can the right people now help us grow in our faith, and how can you be able to understand that this person is really helping me grow in my faith?
The Bible says that we should be as wise as serpents. You know, there. I mean, be very wise. Be with them, but again, know that you have a kingdom. You are a priest. Let me just put it that way. Because you are someone that is set apart for the work of God. And you cannot just be in a separate corner and say, I don't want to touch so and so. I don't want to grace so and so. Atani najisi.
Actually, that's a good one.
So live with them, but be very wise. Mark your territories. Mark your boundaries.
The boundaries.
Mark your boundaries. Very important.
Very, very important.
Mark your boundaries. So someone knows that I can be your friend, and a good friend, a good workmate, a good associate, a good comrade, a good acquaintance. But this person is born again. This person is born again. So the person will, if you keep boundaries, they will automatically keep boundaries. Trust me.
Very true.
When you keep your own boundaries, your company, wherever you are, the comrades, the workmates, they will also keep boundaries. They will know. I have ever worked in a place where I enter in an office and people, they were laughing, they were joking, they were just talking carelessly, and they say, na wote hata watasema nyamaze, wakiniona tu wananyamaza. Kwa nini wananyamaza? Kwa nini wananyamaza? So hata ukiketi chini, hata ndiwe wewe sasa ndio unaanzisha conversation, wasiendelee kunyamaza kwa sababu hutaki wanyamaze. It is because they know that there are some boundaries that you have. There are some words they cannot say when you are there. There are some things they cannot do when you are there.
Wow, so that's amazing. Actually, that's a call to action to all of us. Actually, our viewers, kama una joke na watu wenye hawajaokoka, wakikuwa na tu hata hawaogopi, hata wanakunywa pombe mkome tu hapo, you know,
na wanakuambia oje tu kadogo hakuna mahali kanaweza kukupeleka, you know.
It's keeping boundaries.
You watch that. If you have people that are telling kidogo, just watch. Be very careful.
Well, thank you so much for that. That will help a lot of us. Now, how about now the right people? How can they help you now grow spiritually?
Wow. How can the right people help you grow spiritually? Number one, by doing, there is something we call discipleship. Discipleship. And I'm so happy that most churches, now that we are talking about Christianity and born again people, most churches have discipleship classes. They are very important. Discipleship classes are very important, because that is when now you get from the elementaries, the elementary part of it, and you get deeper, get to know who is a Christian. Christian. Get to know how can a Christian, how does a Christian behave when you get born again. Even if you are a 1 day old, don't feel so, so inferior. Don't feel so inferior. The discipleship classes, they help you go, and they help you grow, and that is now how mentorship comes in. You know, the other way. So those are the discipleship classes. The other way is to you voluntarily come out and open up and say where you have a problem so that someone can help you. It could be even in the workplace. There is someone who can, you can identify someone who is mature. Not all people are bad.
Everywhere, actually, true.
By the way, everywhere. You cannot just say everybody kila mtu ni mbaya, hii Kenya yote, ni mimi tu mzuri. You know, when we were starting this program, you said no man is an island. It is true.
You need people.
So you cannot be an island. You cannot say everybody is bad. Oh, for sure, not everybody is. There must be that one person that you can trust. Open up. Talk to people.
And they will help you grow.
They will help you
in the
grow.
word, prayer.
Actually,
they will keep you accountable.
And then there's another thing you have mentioned that is very important about the word, about prayer. That begins from within you. Make it very intentional. Let it begin from within you. Ignite a fire within you. Let other people come with firewood.
That's new.
I think I
love
can
that.
that.
Yes,
ignite a fire within you. Let other people come with firewood. Wanakuja kuongeza moto ambao wewe mwenyewe umejiwashia mwenyewe. It is very important. And that is why we talked about self-esteem and self-awareness. If you know who you are, I'm a born again Christian. I have a journey I am going. I am staying in this world. I am living in this world, but I have another kingdom. So you can be able to really know how to live with people.
That's incredible. I love that. Thank you so much for that. You know, the Bible says in Proverbs 13:20 that walk with the wise and become wise. For a companion of fools suffers harm. So in my mind, I'm like, so should we go looking for wise people? Or what do you think the Bible is trying to tell us by that statement?
You see, you walk with the wise and
you become wise.
You become wise.
A companion of fools suffers harm.
Can I connect that to Psalms chapter 1 verse 1? That says that blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the way of the sinners, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. So when you know, this tells you very well, and it is very explicit that when you associate with people who are wise, you automatically become wise. When you walk in a company of fools, not here. But you
actually, the Bible is saying that a companion of fools suffers harm. The Bible is not apologizing.
No wonder the motivational speaker I talked about is called Jim Rohn. Who said that when you are in the company of, you are a subtotal or you are an average of people, 5 people who are around you that you spend most of your time with. It is true. So when you walk with the wise people, you automatically become wise. When you walk with people who have goals, you automatically have a goal. You have a goal even if you didn't have one, but you walk with people who are saying, by this time we should have done this. By this time we'll imagine you will have your own goals too.
That's true, because they will also challenge you. You know, having friends who are challenging you.
Very important.
Actually, that should take us to friendship. How can you be able to understand a true friend? Because people really say, niko na mabeshte wangu wa huko. But in my mind, I'm like, watu wote ni mabeshte wako. What does it take to call someone a friend?
A very good question, my dear. And before I forget, if you live with people who are always applauding you, always, Grace, you are very cute. Grace, unaongea vizuri. Grace, unaimba vizuri. Grace, unaomba vizuri. You will not grow if you didn't know that. If you live with people who are always clapping. Everything is good. Everything is good about you. Everything is good. Be very careful. You will not grow. We need people who are challenging us.
Yes.
We need people who are challenging us. It's called positive criticism. Of course, I know that we have, you know, nowadays they're talking about haters.
Yes.
Haters. We have haters.
Social media kila mahali.
Haters. Even in comments now, what we say, haters. But now, anyway, we are talking about positive criticism.
Yeah.
And that's a true friend who criticizes you positively. A true friend will tell you you are very good, but you have a room to grow.
Yes. Wow, I love
yes. Pastor Silvia, you have preached very well, but you have a room to grow.
Yes.
You have done this, you have done that, but you have a room to grow. That's a true friend.
Wow.
A friend who challenges you. Number 2, a friend who loves you at all times. Is it in Proverbs chapter 17 verse 17 that says a friend loves at all times. All times means grace. Wakati nimekukopa pesa na hauna, ninakupenda tu.
Yes.
Umenikopa na sina. You know, there are people who cut friendship because nimemkopa na hana, nasema sasa hata ni wanini kumweka kama rafiki. No, a friend loves at all times. Wakati umeniambia, oh my God, I'm feeling so sick, I should come and visit you and pray together with you because a friend loves at all times. When you don't come to church, I should know why you did not come, because you're a friend, and a friend loves at all times. And I don't just love you because of what you have. Unajua kuna watu walipenda Yesu kwa sababu ya mikate. You know that?
Ni kweli.
Kuna watu walipenda Yesu kwa sababu ya mikate. They were following Jesus everywhere because they knew he is going to perform a miracle and they eat. Oh my God. We should have friends that somebody does not love me because of what I have, but because of who I am.
Wow, I love that. Who you are.
Yes.
If you have friends who are loving you because of what you have, kila time wanajuanga unatokanga kakitu. Just to walk away. But they how can you be able to live with, you have, umeona friends wako, umekuwa ukifikiria they are your friends, but you've realized, hapa nayo hapana.
Hapa.
Should you leave? Should you tell them and try and help them maybe do better? What should you do?
That's a tricky question. It is it's in levels. It's in
there's levels of friendship.
There are levels of friendship. There are people we call acquaintances, and there are people we call friends. And even if we have friends, there are friends and there are friends.
Okay, meaning
there are friends that are very close. Even Jesus had disciples, and he also had some friends that he called Peter, John, and James.
Yes.
They were very close to him. He could reveal secrets to them. So there are people that are very close to you. So there are people that you can tell, oh no, up to this extent, the direction we are heading is not a good direction. So allow us to part ways. And there are others that you just leave quietly.
Okay.
Unatoka tu quietly.
Pole.
Unatoka tu. Mtu mulikuwa na yeye mulikuwa urafiki. I know even this dispensation, maybe sometimes maybe you just had a boyfriend somewhere whom mumefika mahali, or a girlfriend. I'm saying that because I'm a counselor. I like counseling young girls, by the way. You can call me in your school if you are in school. I do some counseling. So I tell them, if you have a friend that you really trusted and you used to call a friend, but kuna mahali mumefika and is telling you things that you are feeling you cannot do them. You cannot do them. You can sometimes, if you see that if you share, ama mukitana mahali tu coffee na umwambie, mimi ninaona kama maybe atachukua kisu na kudunge ama nini. You know, there are people who like that. If you leave me, then you die. Or if you leave me, we die. Unfortunately, it is happening so much. It is happening. So such a person, live quietly. Don't even say. Live quietly. Muache peke yake. Wewe ndio unajua. You know your values. You know your goals. So there are some that you can tell that I don't like this. I don't like this. I can't do this. But there are some, just live quietly.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible. This topic is amazing and nice. It will really help a lot of our viewers because kila siku unapatana na watu, kila siku kuna marafiki. Na venye umesema there are levels of friendship, kuna acquaintance, kuna friends na kuna close. Friends. I guess the circle inaendanga ikikwanga ndogo as you move. Yeah, but thank you so much for that. Our time has really ended. But thank you so much for sharing. You've really opened our eyes. Thank you. May God bless you so much. much.
Amen.
Yeah, our viewers, I hope mmesaidika pale nje. I hope you have taken some points and you'll still think about it. Just sit down, analyze your friends, analyze the people you also live with. Also analyze yourself, know your values, know who you are, and then you'll be able to know whether you'll say no or yes to the people living around you. Thank you so much. My name is Grace Haron. This has been Lifestyle Tuesday, and see you next time. Don't go away, because in the next segment we are having discipleship class with Pastor Philip Mulinge.